This is Saranrae, a character from Dungeons and Dragons, something that I know nothing about. Yet I was commissioned to paint a desk for a client for her son for Christmas. This is what he said: "I don't want the exact iconography, but I like the vibes and tones." So that's what I had to work with. My first task was to get this desk to be a little more stable. I don't have a before picture just because they took it down from Facebook already, and I kind of forgot to take one in the beginning, but you'll get the gist of what it looks like. So I kind of think they took it from another piece, so it wasn't meant to be an individual desk. But anyway, after the stabilization, I got onto beautifying the desk. So I am using drop cloth from Dixie Belle, trying to use those tones that the client's son requested. So in looking at that, the tones and the vibes, I found that Dixie Belle's mud cloth decoupage paper kind of fit the bill. So I'm decoupaging the front of the drawers. I'm using Dixie Belle's satin clear coat. I just brushed a little at the top to secure it after I cut the pattern. And now I'm just doing a little down the middle just to flatten the paper. Decoupage is really simple to do. It's just a matter of brushing it on. This paper may wrinkle a little bit, and that's okay. I kind of got this a little bit crooked, so I pick it up and reapply it. And when I do that, I get another wrinkle. But again, I'd rather have it have a little wrinkle in it than be uneven. Wrinkles lend themselves to the design, in a way, of this kind of paper. So now I'm feeling for the drawer pull that's underneath, and I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut around the outside frame. The paper is obviously still wet, so I need to be careful. Simply remove that piece carefully, and then I use the satin clear coat again just to make sure all those edges are sealed up. And now on to the top of the piece. I use the same drop cloth and paint the entire surface. And then I use Tobacco Road from the Voodoo Gel Stain collection. And I use some paint using Florida Orange and Colonel Mustard. So the Voodoo Gel Stain's in a squeeze bottle, and I just kind of randomly put some of that on the top, and then I just pour straight from the jar, so I don't get it too concentrated. I'm careful, but just pour a little bit randomly out of the jar. And then I take the brush and I sort of blend those colors together. I don't want to work it too much because I want them to keep their individual colors, because we're going to do a wood grain finish with this. This is sort of a fantasy finish, I guess you could call it. Just using a little bit crazy colors to make a wood grain finish. I use a wood grain tool to create the wood grain look. It's really an easy tool to use. You just kind of rock it back and forth through the wet paint. The curves create the knots in the wood, and if you don't like what you did, you just kind of go back over it. You can take your brush anytime and get rid of anything you don't like. Kind of looks like a mess in the beginning, but it's best to let it dry after you get your achieved look, and then once you seal it, it just looks amazing. Sometimes I wax it to add a little extra color whenever I seal it, but in this case, because it's going to be a desktop, I'm going to probably use Dixie Belle's Gloss Sealer. I take my brush and clean up the sides. And that's it for part 1. This is a 2-part series. I hope you come back next week and see the rest of the design details that make up this Dungeons & Dragons Saranrae custom desk. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, how about giving it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends? If you haven't subscribed, you'll want to do that so you don't miss anything. Visit us at LaVintageDecor.company, and on Instagram we're LaVintageDecor, and on Facebook we're LaVintageDecor Altoona. Stay well.